I'm not explaining it all exactly line by line since your project will probably have to use a different way to implement these methods, so I'm just gonna explain exactly how it works. Here's how my flight system V9 works. So the whole system hinges on just a single property using this flapping function and the thrust function. In essence, when the dragon is on land, the flight system will always remain at none. So when the player holds jump while riding the dragon, the script detects it and sets its flight state to either variations of the takeoff, which is then used by the dragon's animation file to trigger the transition. Then when the player lets go of jump, it applies a forward impulse to wherever the dragon is looking. And it's at this point where there's nothing pushing the dragon forward anymore, which is where the thrust function comes into play. Now before anything else, the system first detects the player's arrow keys input. Forward input is mapped to the player's forward and back, side input is left and right. So now when the player is pressing back, it sets its flight state to hover, which triggers its hovering animation and applies an impulse to slow the dragon down. Then when the player is pressing left or right, it triggers the flipping animation according. So when it's none of these three, then it sets it back to the flight state glide. Then after that, it applies a slight forward impulse regardless of everything and applies an even bigger forward impulse as long as the speed limit isn't reached. Then the rest of the function is the actual gliding mechanics. These three adds a momentum impulse the faster you turn. This one pulls you down the less you look at the horizon, and then this one slows you down when you're going too fast. This one slows you down when you're looking up, and this one pulls you down when you're looking up. This adds a horizontal forward impulse where you're still falling while looking above the horizon, and then this adds a horizontal forward impulse the faster you fall. And then this subsystem basically just collects spin points so that the longer you look down, the more speed you get for longer. And that's basically how the entire flight system works.